against the blitz. He's going to be sacked. Chris Jones comes off the right side. Right side throw. It's caught. 15-yard line. 10, 5, touchdown. Kareem Hunt at the 10, angling to the 5, into the end zone, left side, and it is good. Here comes a rush, and he's going to go down. George Karlaftis.
Kansas City Chiefs have won 4 out of 5. They sweep all 3 games at home in a row, winning this one 28-7. Mitch Holthus with you, along with senior team reporter Matt McMullen. I want to bring this up because at halftime, this game had kind of a Jacksonville feel to it. But how much has this team grown mentally and emotionally, not just getting guys back like Rice and Worthy?
Yeah, they've grown a lot because they didn't let the first half kind of get to them. Would have been very easy to say, maybe it's not our night. I mean, you have multiple interceptions in the first half and some unlucky ones at that. You have a lot of penalties in the first half. And the Chiefs were moving the ball, but just couldn't really find a way to finish in the end zone or get any points. Meanwhile, the defense seemed like they were playing well, but Mariota was finding ways to extend plays on third down. Well, the Chiefs just settled down at halftime and said, we're going to figure this thing out. And Patrick Mahomes goes 15 of 17 for 196 yards and 3 touchdowns on the first 3 drives of the second half. And the defense allows 0 points. Pretty awesome.
And overall, 39 plays, 250 yards on those 3 drives. Kareem Hunt was awesome.
Yes.
In this game. Got a touchdown running and a touchdown receiving.
Well, and that touchdown that he caught, how about Patrick Mahomes outside of the pocket here tonight? I get it, water is wet, the sky is blue. Patrick Mahomes is very good outside of the pocket, but he was really good outside of the pocket here tonight. And go back and watch that Kareem Hunt touchdown catch. It doesn't happen if Mahomes doesn't extend the play, get out of the pocket. That allowed Kareem Hunt then to extend the play and leak out of the flat and catch that touchdown. Awesome play by both players, and Kareem really showed up here tonight.
3 straight touchdowns broke it open. Chiefs win it 28-7. We've got to talk about the defense because the Commanders had 15 plays in Chiefs territory in their first 3 possessions. They got no points, 0 points. There's a big stat here. I'll talk about the Commanders later, but the defense in this game was just as good in the second half as the offense.
I mean, yeah, the Chiefs allowed 66 total yards in the second half. Marcus Mariota goes 6 of 13 for only 58 yards in the final 2 quarters. This defense was awesome really throughout. And yeah, the Commanders were getting a lot of yards in the first half, but hardly ever finishing with points, right? Those 2 turnovers on downs early in the first half were huge. So this defense once again has been awesome. The Chiefs have now outscored the opposition 89-24 in their last 3 games. That'll work.
And how about 28-plus points for the offense in 5 straight games? That's 3rd in Chiefs history.
Yeah, pretty good. And the Chiefs have now won 5 of 6 games. They're 5-3 now after the 0-2 start. You can kind of feel the AFC saying, oh no, here we go again. And I love it.
Travis Kelce also ties. Priest Holmes gets his 83rd touchdown of his career. That's tied for the most in Chiefs history. Let's check in at the podium.
All right. I'd like to thank the fans. They were great tonight. Wild as ever. They were lined up here last night when I went over to the hotel. They were lined up and barbecuing, and they were primed and ready to go by the time those gates opened. So I appreciate all their support. I thought our guys played, again, a great second half. First half, we lacked a little bit, but second half we came around and both sides of the ball and special teams and did a nice job there. So a lot of individual accolades that can go out to, to the guys. The main thing is we played as a team the second half. First half, just a little shaky, but took care of business there. Anyways, with that, time's yours. All 2 of you.
How much pressure does it take off your offense when things aren't maybe going great, when the defense continues to do what they do?
Yeah, no, it's a great thing. They complement each other, which is that's a positive. And at this level, you need everybody. So, but they stay positive. That's a part I appreciate. And even when it's kind of up and down, they stay positive and create energy with that. And we were able to come around and make some plays both sides of the ball.
What impressed you most tonight about the defense? I mean, they were giving up a lot of yards, but they seemed to come through when they needed to on the 4th downs in the first half, and then second half really put it together.
First half was weird. There wasn't a lot of punting going on either side, and there were no points on the board. So that normally doesn't go on. But those 4th downs were big. They do that. They're one of the more aggressive teams in the league, going for 4th down, and they were tonight. So we were able to stop them a couple times. I thought that was positive.
Travis was able to tie the all-time record in franchise. Was that see him be able to do that?
Yeah, I mean, it's a compliment to him. There have been some great tight ends here over the years. So for him to be able to do what he's done over this amount of time is great. And still, as you guys know, you come out to practice, you see that energy. He's got energy every day, and he's not the youngest guy. So he just goes and goes.
How did you feel like Rasheed took another step tonight as he returned?
I thought he did good. If you get rid of that little deal at the end, you know, he loves to play, and he's so competitive. But I love the way he goes about it. He works his tail off, and then he's so physical out there. He's like having another running back as a wide receiver. So.
And back to Travis real quick. He obviously had that second time he's had a kind of a tip ball that goes for an interception. But he responded, really well, obviously. Does that surprise you at all that he was, that he had the mental toughness to kind of stick it out and make a big impact?
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. I mean, those things happen, and, the main thing he didn't do was hang his head on it. He was mad at himself, but he works through those things, and nothing like getting another catch. So you get another catch, and you kind of erase that. He had some big ones there, so a lot of production.
Did you go to him on purpose on that third down? Did you drop the play the very next third down to him? Because the next third down, he got it for the conversion there.
Yeah, so Matt does that, and I thought he did a nice job getting him back involved. So, yeah, it was great. Good for Pat. You have a quarterback that's willing to go back to the guy, too. So a lot of quarterbacks will shy away from that if they've had a bad play. But he goes right back to him.
The first half you mentioned was weird. You get out of it 7-7, and then come out and Washington get shut out. You put up 3 long scoring drives, put the game out of reach. What does it say about the team as a whole to be able to just extend the lead quickly? After a year last year where really that didn't happen very often. Usually a great tight game. This is now the 5th double-digit one I believe you get.
Yeah, so it's tough to score points in this league. So any that you get, you appreciate. I like the way the guys went about it. You're going to need mental toughness when you play in this league. There's so much parity, and you've got to fight through some of the highs and lows and continue. Even with the good plays, you got to make sure that you're bringing a fastball the next play. So I appreciate the effort in doing that. It's a positive.
Do you guys make any adjustments at halftime coming out, whether offense or defense, where you felt like maybe you had to change something at the break, or was it just about cleaning up some mistakes, making tweaks?
Yeah, so we always talk and go through what we'd like to do, but there are adjustments that are made, sure. Yeah.
Coach Reed, you mentioned the first half was weird. Do you remember any games that you've been a part of where the first 5 drives all ended in turnovers?
No, I don't. I can't tell you that. That was weird. Yeah.
You guys have touted Mike Downer for a long time. I guess what's the need to have the night that he did was the interception?
Yeah, I thought he did a great job. That was a big play there. So one of those turnovers when they were driving the field and he comes in, and he made it look easy, but that's not an easy thing to do. And then he had a little yak after it, so he did pretty good. Yeah.
Real quick, Jalen Moore had a little bit of a sluggish start. I think he got bull rushed a couple times into Patrick's lap, but really ironed some things out. Was there anything to that? Any conversation you guys had?
Yeah, well, Dan's got a good defensive front there. Tap's done a nice job with that crew, coaching them up. And so, and I think he came in and probably a little cautious right at the beginning there, and then he just tuned it up. So, but you got to give them credit. They've got a good front. Yeah.
Last one, Tom. In the running game continues to look like it's improving with both your running backs and 3 running backs and Patrick too. What's working well for you guys there?
Yeah, well, it starts up front, and then Pop is getting into a groove, and then Kareem, when he has an opportunity to get in there and go, he goes, and he's a jump starter, so he doesn't need a whole lot of carries before he gets going. And then, we've added 24 into the mix and tried to get him, just a few plays a game, and he's responded to that. Nice job. He had one taken away from him. That was a pretty good run there. So, and I should have told you the injuries, because Pop's one of those. Hurt his knee, and Bolton likewise hurt his knee. So we'll just see how they do as we go forward here. All right, good.
Hunt, the running back. Snap to Mahomes. Retreating. Moving to his right. Now pump faking, throws it late, wide open, touchdown! Kansas City. Kareem Hunt has his 18th receiving touchdown. The Chiefs take the lead on the second touchdown of the night for Kareem Hunt.
What a night, and how valuable is this guy? Kareem Hunt, what a night you've had. We talked about your value every week on a broadcast, but how much fun did you have tonight?
A lot of fun, man. It's great to, get rolling and, get a win on Monday Night Football.
All right, let's go to your 2 touchdowns. Which one do you want to do first, your receiving touchdown or your rushing touchdown?
I'll knock the rushing one out first, you know.
Okay.
Honestly, it was just one of those plays, man. It was one of those play calls that I knew. Was it 4th and 1 or 4th and 2?
4th and 2 on your touchdown pass, right? Your reception.
Yeah.
But the other one, Rashid, we thought he had a touchdown.
Oh, yeah, we did. So, I just came around. It was a good play call by, Pat and those guys. So it was a holder. I just hit it. So it was nothing really much to it. But then on the second one, I just had to find a way out. And 4th and 1, we got to find a way to get it in the end zone. Pat got scrambled out. So I tried to just get in his view and found a way to get in the end zone.
But Kareem, I want to ask you about that because it's easy to take it for granted. You got a lot on your plate on that play on 4th and goal at the 2, right? You're thinking protection, I chip and release, but now Pat's running around. So how much discipline do you have to have on that entire play?
Man, honestly, a lot. And it's just playing football. I ain't never going to give up on the play. I'm just running around trying to, get the ball if hasn't got rid of it. So I made myself available and I was wide open, man. Just never gave up on the play.
I want to ask you overall, though, 7-7 at half, interceptions on the first 2 drives. It kind of felt a little clunky. What about the mood at halftime, and you guys came out blazing in the third quarter? Why?
Because, man, we're hard on it ourselves, and we know we could have been better in the first half. So we just went out there and took it a play at a time and played very aggressive. Like, that's our big thing right now, just playing aggressive and playing free and taking it one play at a time.
And now, short week, you got to get ready as going by. Kelsey, record center. But now you got to get ready in a short week. You've been a pro, man. You've been around a long time. How do you handle this now in a short week?
Definitely go in there tomorrow. Ice, get some treatment. Anything that's bugging you, just, stay on top of it early. And then definitely, get rest that night and just stay off your feet, man. You gotta use this time wisely.
Magic touch. You had 4 touches. Your first 4 touches were 2 big first downs and 2 touchdowns.
Hey, man, I'm just trying to do what I can. Every opportunity I get, anytime my jersey number called, I'm just going to make the most of it, and that's what I try to do.
He is so valuable to our team. Number 29, Kareem Hunt.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, the first read was to Trav on a little out and up, and he kind of got collisioned on the route, which I thought he probably would have won, got collisioned. But we had talked about all week. I told him just to be patient. I was like, be patient. I'm going to be looking away, but I think you're going to be open. So just be in the spot. And he was the perfect spot at the right time and was able to push up in the pocket and make the throw to him, and then he got in the end zone.
Patrick, it looked pretty important to you to get that touchdown ball for Travis. Can you just describe the meaning of that and his night?
Yeah, I mean, I said it at the end on the broadcast. I mean, he's just like the true Chiefs chief. I mean, he is the guy that's been here through the whole thing, been here with Coach Reed the entire time, and he helped set the culture. He helped set the culture of what it means and to play for Coach Reed and to play in Kansas City. And I was able to come in and have that guy to rely on. And so he's breaking all the records now, and he's all about the team. So I want to make sure he gets that, and hopefully we can get another football for him later in the season when he actually breaks the record.
And what's it like in that moment when you guys the deflection early? I mean, is that even something you talked to him about? You know him so well by now. I mean, how does that?
No, I mean that stuff happens. Just like I threw an interception earlier in the game. You gotta move on from mistakes. And they were able to make plays in that first half. But luckily for us, our defense stepped up, and it's a full team. I mean, the defense steps up whenever we're struggling, and we're able to go out there and put up points in that second half, and that speaks to the grit that we have as a football team.
How about responding, Patrick? How were you guys able to score 21 extra points are coming out of halftime.
Yeah, when we got in the locker room, we just talked about executing. It's sometimes you want to press and make stuff happen, especially on a big game like Monday Night Football, and we weren't doing that. They had more energy than we did, their defense versus our offense, and so we had to match their energy and execute at a higher level, and we were able to do that in that second half and start off that first drive, and then we kind of continue that momentum through the rest of the second half. Yeah, I think it shows the growth that we've had as a team. Offense, defense, and special teams. I think we're getting better and better in each and every week. And even though we didn't start the way we wanted to today offensively, it showed that we can battle through adversity and still continue to play the brand of football that we want to play. And we'll have to continue to get better and better. This will be a great challenge this next week, and we'll have to start faster. But I was proud of how the guys responded in that second half. Well, they let me know in the helmet that we had 2 plays for it, and so that's just a communication that we have. And so Coach Reed, he believes in us to make those big plays and big moments. And then I think another thing that gets lost in this is he believes our defense is going to get the stop if it doesn't happen. So you got to have a belief in everybody, not just us offensively. And we were able to not that we didn't make it the first time, but we ran a play. They covered it well, and Kareem made a great job getting himself open there at the end.
Patrick, is it comforting for you? I know you talk about how much Travis sets the culture, but you're someone who knows to be creative and obviously break the play when it needs to be broken. Is it comforting to have someone like Kareem that's obviously not his route for the touchdown, and it looks like Travis improvised his route on the touchdown as well? Is it comforting to know that guys are sort of helping you feed into your play style?
Yeah, I think just we've built this chemistry obviously those 2 guys I've played with a lot, but even with the receivers and with Noah and all these guys, is that we've been together for a little while now. We had kind of been where we were kind of going in and out of guys and skilled players and stuff like that, but we have guys that have been here for a year, 2 years, 3 years, whatever it is now, and so they have a good feel of kind of finding those open places. I think early in the game there was a couple opportunities I didn't hit, and so the guys to continue to work with me in that second half. We had a lot of big plays happen on kind of secondary type plays.
Patrick, what does it say about the way the team's playing? 5th win, all of which have been by double digits or more. Last year, a lot of wins, great record, but the games were much closer. Does it feel like, as you kind of said earlier, it's starting to come together in all 3 phases in a way maybe last year it didn't quite, even though you were winning games? Yeah, I know the record's not as good, but it's a lot more fun just when everybody's kind of going out there and making stuff happen. But I think we're getting better and better. We lost some tough games early that we had won in previous years, but it's not like anyone hung their head. They just continue to get better and better, and that's all we have to do is push forward. And whenever the offense, the defense, and the special teams are rolling, it's fun to play football, and it's been fun to be here at Arrowhead doing it, and now we'll get to take it on the road and see if we can do it again.
We'll go across from Matt. Go ahead.
Patrick, on the long 94-yard drive, you had not only a long field, but 25 yards of penalties. How do you, as an offense, kind of sustain that? Because it's easy, I know, obviously, you get penalties behind the ball, by the time to change it, you can die out of the drive.
Yeah, that's just like anything else. You have to pick each other up, and you have some penalties here and there, but how do you respond? And I think that just kind of speaks to the entire football game. It's just moving on to that next play. We make a play happen, and if something bad happens, let's pick each other up and make the play happen again the next time. And I think it speaks to the mindset this team has, and that's kind of the mindset I had early in my career, is that the penalties weren't going to affect us. We were going to go out there and score no matter what. And so I was proud of the guys. Like I said, I'm proud of the guys because we've been in these situations early in the season. We haven't responded well, and so it shows that we're kind of battling through now and kind of building that toughness to be able to win games like that.
Sam?
Patrick, not only the Rashid touchdown, but obviously that Travis Max protected play is the second. It seemed like you had a lot of not first-rate plays, kind of sparsely plays. Did it feel that way on the field?
Yeah, the one to Travis, I probably should have thrown it to Xavier, and he probably scores. But I didn't, and so it's one of those on film. It's like, you should have thrown it, but you scored a touchdown anyway, so it's okay. If you don't score a touchdown, it's not as okay. And so it's I did a good job getting back to that. He was my third read, and so getting back to him, and then him working away from the guy and making a play. I left it a little inside too, and he was able to come back and make a big, strong catch on the football. And so I did a good job of that. Early in the game, I wasn't doing a good job. I'm thinking about like the first pass. I had Tunyon over the middle, and I kind of didn't trust it and throw that ball. And so I'm doing better at that this year. It's just continue to get better and better at it.
Tom?
Patrick, on the drive after Travis had the tip drill for the interception, I think the first third down you faced, you went 3-by-2, motioned the guy, You had lots of options on that play, but you went right to Travis on the slant. Was that on purpose to get him involved again on third down?
I don't know if it's because of the drop. I mean, that's a very reliable guy in big moments. I mean, he steps up to the occasion, and I think the interception, that ball, and that's kind of the not normal. The normal is him making the play and making a big play in a big moment. And so whenever we get the matchups, they had a lot of guys focus on Rasheed and some of these other guys. Let's get it to the big 8-7 and let them get the first down and move the chains.
Last two, Todd, and then bye. Go, Todd.
Patrick, you kind of, Rasheed didn't know the back story or anything about his quarterback play. Is there any story to that? He said, Coach Reed, money. I don't know. When they run that in practice, what do you think about Rasheed back there?
Yeah, I mean, you get 4 and 1 in the backfield. That's tough for defenses. They got to decide if they're going to take the speed away with 1 or 4 running up the middle. And he says he can play quarterback, but I've seen him throw, so we're going to have to. I don't know about that. So we'll probably stick to running the football when they're back there.
Patrick, there was, I think, a 38 or 37-yard pass to Travis that he was in late. You just go through the design of that, how that unfolded.
Yeah, I mean, even though we haven't been hitting some of these explosive plays, the defenses are respecting it. And so that was actually a shot play down the field, or I think I had 1 and 5, and they covered him well, and the safety was extremely far deep. And Travis was supposed to block, and he was blocking, and you kind of have to play ball. And so he just released because he saw no one was guarding him, and I threw him the football, and he made a lot of stuff. He made a lot of yards and happen after the catch. He kind of stumbled. I thought he was going to hurdle the guy. He kind of stumbled a little bit, but he did a good job of getting a lot of yards after that.
Thanks, Patrick.
Mariota in the shotgun, wide receiver screen. That ball's deflected, intercepted. Off of Deebo Samuel and picked off by Mike Dana, who gets his first career interception. The ball ricocheted off the shoulder pad of Deebo Samuel on an attempted wide receiver screen, and Mike Dana with the interception.
Is this Mike Dan or is it Trent McDuffie? An interception? You get an interception.
No, man, it was, that ball was in the air, and I was just saying, hope it was slow motion. The ball was in the air, it was slow motion, and I was hoping the opportunity to fall in my hands, and it just happened, But, defense played their hearts out, offense played their hearts out, special teams, it wasn't even that only play where, it was an impact. Everybody made impacts on all 3 phases, and, we played some good football tonight.
Mike, Matt and I talked about it. We also talked about it on the radio broadcast, how this team has grown emotional toughness, mental toughness. At halftime, this thing is 7-7 and kind of clunky. What about the second half and you guys turning it on and the emotional maturity you showed?
Yeah, we knew going into halftime that, that wasn't our best football displayed in the first half, and we all held each other accountable knowing that we can play better football out there. And, we just want to put our foot down and apply some pressure, and we came just out, played complimentary football, and, the results was the results.
How big, though, was the first half? They had 15 plays in our territory. First 3 possessions, they had no points, but they kept moving it.
Yeah, I mean, those are long drives, and, just fighting to the end. As they get closer to that red zone, to that goal line, the more defense feels like we got to keep them out. And, just fighting till the end of the whistle, because, any play can change the game, whether it's a 18-play drive, a 9-play drive, a 5-play drive. But, we found a way to keep them off the scoreboard, and that's the name of the game.
Defensive rotation, you're such a big part of it, and your versatility. How big is that going into the rest of the season where different guys have to do different things?
Absolutely. I think, it's just really just being ready when your number's called and, coming out every day, enjoying the process, staying true to the process because, without it, you won't get the aspirations and all the things you want. But I just think it's a process, guys being ready when their number's called, and we got a team full of guys that's just ready to go, So I'm blessed to be a part of it, and I'm excited.
We're blessed to have you, but the big sack. Washington's still in the game. They could get a touchdown or a field goal. You get the sack all the way back in midfield. Talk us through that play.
Well, I was on block, so there's not too much to talk about. I was on block, man, and, Marcus Mariota tried to make a move. He's slippery, man, so he was getting out a few sacks, man, but we knew we wanted to finish going out to that second half. We had let some slip in the first half, so, being able to finish that one, and it felt good,
Watch Josh Allen on Sunday go, where's 51? Where's 51? He's looking for another pick.
Hey, we're looking for that matchup too, but we're going to enjoy this one. We're taking it one day at a time. We're back to the drawing board, and we got to go to Buffalo.
Next time will be a pick six.
Hey,
Mike Dana, first career interception.
Pick six.
What is working so well for this defense right now?
Yeah, I think just having no mental errors. In the first half, it was a little shaky there. We had some coverage busts, left some guys wide open. But I think over the last couple games, and the second half especially, I'll kind of clean those things up, being assignment sound, tackling the space and stopping the run. I think all those things kind of marry together to let us have the success we had so far.
What was the problem with some of the second level stuff in the flat?
Yeah, I think they just had some hurry up, some miscommunication. I'll take that as my fault. I had to make sure everybody's on all 11 on the same page and to get everybody lined up. And so I had 2 or 3 plays where I probably could be a little bit better, talk a little bit more, and get guys lined up.
Yeah, it was much improved in the second half. I guess how
Yeah.
much is the coaching and maybe your direction?
Yeah, we go in here in the halftime and make some halftime adjustments, but also you kind of get a feel for the motions, the shifts, the formations of the day, and kind of go in here and kind of figure out ways to make sure everybody's on the same page, and we kind of did this half.
Mike Dana's never had an interception, not in high school, not in
Yeah.
college. How cool was that moment for you?
Yeah, man, I didn't know that, but yeah, super cool, man. The guy kind of works his tail off, does a lot of different things for us, rushes inside, outside, plays a little bit of 3 technique, little tackle, and on the edge as well. So I was happy that guy was able to go out there and make a play for our team. We needed it. We're bleeding a little bit on that drive, and so making that stop was huge for us.
Can you talk about the fact you guys bet but didn't break on the first 3 or 4 drives where they broke, but didn't
Yeah. Yeah, that's our mindset. Trying to keep him out the end zone. When they get past the 40, just force a field goal. I think kind of we're just one step away, on that long pass to Ted McLaurin. But yeah, it's just kind of a mindset. We're kind of going to the week, understanding that we don't want to give up any points. But if teams get in the red zone, on the plus 40 and forcing the field goals.
I think you have a different perspective on this from the other side. What's most impressive right now about what you see from your guys' offense?
Yeah, man, just the energy. The energy is coming onto the defensive side, man. Like we're still in their celebrations, doing their stuff on defense. Just the energy, the love they have for one each other, rooting each other on, not worrying about who gets the ball, who gets to shine. It's about getting the win at the end of the day. And yeah, just kind of embodying that, putting it on defensive side of the ball as well, and just a fun thing to watch.
Is that the wave?
It's a wave, and then like you saw Chris do, everybody eats. You have a little bit of that too, man. Just kind of trying to just have some energy, having some fun, man, just getting the joy back. I think that we play our best when we do that.
You had said this year was, your record isn't maybe as good as it was 8 games in the season, but it's more fun because you guys are playing better football,
Yeah.
Winning by bigger margins. Does it feel more fun this year for you guys? Is it more fun in that locker room right now?
Yeah, it's always fun when you're winning, but also just having the guys back and guys that we missed last year that come back healthy, and also got some key guys that's different in this locker room as well. But just messing with those guys, building a team, building a unit, starting from the ground up, and usually the years prior we came back with success over the offseason, kind of feeling yourself, and it wasn't that way this year. So yeah, I think it's just day in and day out, we're just trying to find ways to get better, offense and defense, special teams, and I think that's just been a joy to be around.
We all know what next week is, man. It's Buffalo. We've been here for this matchup, and here we go again. What does that start? When did the tires start kicking for that game?
Yeah, man, probably about 20 minutes from now. But yeah, man, super exciting. Got another team playing good football on a great record. I understand that the challenge ahead of us. They're running the ball very well. Our quarterback's playing outstanding over the last 2 years. So it's gonna be a challenge for us. It's gonna be all hands on deck. We're gonna enjoy this one for the day, and we'll get back on in a couple hours from now.
And then in the locker room, I asked Trent McDuffie about what does it mean that this defense has been coming on so strong? Obviously, shut out last week, holding down Detroit. And he said, look, we've been together a long time. And then that's a huge part of it. For you, how big of a part is it? It's the continuity that you have, whether it's with Spags or it's with the teammates, and that's feeding into what has been a really good defensive strategy.
Yeah, we have a lot of nucleus of guys staying here. That's been here for a long time. Guys that we got drafted here, and it's been 3 or 4 years in the same system. So the communication part makes it a lot easier on me. But also just playing in the middle, and you have trust on the guys being on the outsides of you. They're going to do their jobs and helps you play faster. But I think that's everybody. D-line, secondary, linebackers. We've all been playing ball together for a long time, so we understand what the scheme is, what they're doing, and where to be in the right spot. So we're just flying around, man, and just trusting the scheme, trusting the work that the coaches do throughout the week. Put in position to go out there and make plays. We just got to go out there and make them.
Couple more. You played some of the best running backs and against the best rushing attacks in the past. You're going to see a few more in the future.
Yeah.
This week with the Bills, with the Colts. What's that like for you guys?
No, man, super excited. We got an opportunity to play against great players in this league week in and week out. But yeah, man, it's just a challenge taking it week by week, opponent by opponent. Everybody's different. Everybody gets their due respect, and kind of just got to approach it that way. We've done a great job of that each week, not looking over our opponent or getting too high emotionally or too low emotionally for each game, and just got to make sure we continue to do that.
What was it like watching Patrick in the second half?
Yeah, man, he was surgical out there. The first half obviously wasn't what he probably expected, but the second half, man, it was surgical. The offense kind of got going, crowd got into it, and we just had to do our job on defense, keep him out the end zone. But yeah, man, he was super, super fun to watch, man. It's been fun to watch him all year since training camp. You can tell he's been locked in. Yeah, thank you.
A little bit. I'm kind of going off of everybody else's energy right now. So full energy cycle in that locker room is crazy. You should be there.
Can you take us through your touchdown?
I had an option route. I kind of was running an option route for the linebacker. I seen that Pat kind of had pressure in the pocket, so I just kind of speed up the option route and ran a shallow cross. We were comfortable running shallow crosses, so I just kind of try to get in his eyesight so they can give me the ball or somebody the ball as soon as possible.
He wasn't looking at you initially. Are you sitting down? There's probably no way you could gather his attention, right? So you're sitting there thinking that you had it in the lane there?
I mean, honestly, Pat's real unpredictable. I'm pretty sure everybody can see that while he's playing. So I was just kind of running as fast as I could to get in front of his eyesight. He was running to the sideline. I probably would have ran to the sideline with him. So as long as I was, vertical to him, then as long as he could see me, I was, had my hands ready for the ball.
What went into the near touchdown where the allowed back?
Could you repeat that?
The near touchdown where you reached over and like was scored and then they followed back?
Yeah, I mean, it was a big play. Pretty cool to be in the backfield playing quarterback, feeling like Pat Mahomes. But I had Xavier at running back. It's just an option play that we have. We're reading the DN. If the DN would have played me, I would have gave the ball to X. And, once the ball's in their hands, we're just being playmakers. Follow my blockers and gave all the effort that I could to reach out for the touchdown. It turned out not to be a touchdown, but next play, Reem ran the ball in. So, we were a successful offense that drive.
Was there a backstory to that play at all? Like how it came together to practice or how it was first pitched to you?
Honestly, I don't. There might be a backstory, but Coach Reed been coaching so long. The backstory probably goes back so long, so far. I got to ask him about the backstory. It's something behind it, though.
When you're in practice, how many times you guys get to run that in a week to be ready for it?
I would say max maybe about 2 to 3 times. We always run it multiple times so that if my shoe is untied, someone else can come in and know how to run the play.
What's it like to be a part of this team and this offense right now?
It's almost unexplainable. It's really fun, obviously. It's even more fun to see each week how we progress and how each week someone else is getting involved in making big plays or touchdowns in the offense.
Were you guys frustrated at halftime at all? You guys hadn't had a lot of points on the board there in the first half, so what was the feeling in the locker room?
Not necessarily frustrated. Just trying to focus on paying attention to the small details that got us to exactly where we were last week. So we just had to dial in and focus on ourselves a lot more and come out with energy, and that's what we did for the second half.
Couple more.
On the penalty, you were trying to throw it looked like you were saying you're trying to throw the ball to the ref.
Yeah, I was trying to throw the ball to the ref. He put his hands out for the ball. But, it's okay. We won the game, next play, and that's all it could be.
You keep saying you're having a lot of fun. You missed, obviously, the first couple games of the season, a few games of the season. You get right back into it. 19 targets, 9 today, 9 catches. How much more fun are you having now to be actually a big part of this offense?
I'm having more and more fun each game. I'm probably having more fun in practice throughout the week just because I know what our preparation is like and how much we're going to be prepared for whatever game and whatever opponent's in front of us on game day.
Last two, Matt McMullen.
Yeah, I'm just curious, in the second half, you guys, first 3 drives, all touchdowns, all 75-plus-yard drives. What does it feel like as you start to get on that roll offensively? And what does it say about the offense that you guys can just kind of blow the game out as quickly as you did there in the third and early fourth?
Yeah, it says a lot about us specifically. We know personally that we just really need to focus on us in order to come out and execute. We can't necessarily come out and have the same energy or match the energy as another team because we're preparing to win and they're preparing for us.
Rasheed,
obviously a lot is made about your return, but I wonder what you're seeing in Travis's game and what he did tonight and how that still is coming along for him.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen a lot of spark out of Trav. I constantly see spark out of Trav, though. It's never really gone. He's a very patient player, and that's how he plays his whole offensive game, and I've been learning that from him constantly. First half was slow, and me and him had a talk as soon as we came out before the second half started. And, I mean, he didn't really have to say too much, but just for Trav to come to me and just kind of tell me I just need to get going, even though I kind of felt like I was going, it still meant a lot.
And when a player, it's probably happened to you, you have an early play go bad with a deflection. How hard is that to get back into the game, and how do you see him do that?
Personally, I don't think it's hard at all. We got a great quarterback, a great O-line. We got a great full team, coaching staff and all. So, like I said, we just focusing on ourselves. We don't really focus on the pass play because it's always the next play or next man up.
Thank you.
Thank you.
28-7 Chiefs victory. The second half looked like the entire game against the Raiders. Now the Chiefs are 5-3, but I want to mention this. The Commanders had gone 24 straight games with 17 or more points, the longest active streak in the NFL. Now think about that a second. Tonight, Matt, they get 7 points.
And this is where the goalposts will move. People will say, well, Marcus Mariota was playing. They had Terry McLaurin tonight. They had Deebo Samuel here tonight. They had Bill Krosky-Merritt here tonight. And the Chiefs defense was still stout throughout. And I'm still thinking about Marcus Mariota back in 2017 when he threw the touchdown pass to himself. I talked about it earlier today. The entire Patrick Mahomes era is all about, like, avenging the heartbreak of the past. We avenged that playoff game here tonight, I think.
In fact, there's an image it was right here. It was right here. I saw Alex Smith after that game. It was his last game with us. We knew it was going to be different. He knew it was going to be different. I remember giving him a hug and having a brief talk with him and Elizabeth. That's what that night was. But tonight, way different. And Mariota, in the second half, the Chiefs shut him down.
Yeah, Mariota is a pretty good player, one of the better backups in the league. And the thing with him is, Spags talked about this earlier this week. They were able to run their offense as if they had Jaden Daniels because Marcus Mariota is athletic and can move. And early in the game, we saw that. But Spags has been so good all year about these halftime adjustments, saying, okay, you had some wrinkles in your game plan, Cliff Kingsbury. Well, here's what I'm going to throw at you now. And Washington just couldn't figure it out in the second half. Credit to Spags and this Chiefs defense.
If you had on your bingo card the Chiefs would have 2 interceptions, one from Mike Dana and the other from Jack Cochran.
Yeah.
Bingo. Both guys had their first career interceptions.
Yeah, how cool is that? And love seeing the Chiefs defensive reserves get there late in the game and go out there and play well. And for Jack to get that interception, he's someone that works so hard on special teams, doesn't really ever get the credit he deserves. Pretty cool. He got his first career pick there.
Yeah, it's already Tuesday. You and I have Monday and Tuesday all on the same day tomorrow. Short week. It's Buffalo on the road. They put a 40 spot up. James Cook was unreal. 4 guys have only have been over 200 yards on less than 20 carries. He did it yesterday. So here are the Bills. Again, we go to Buffalo.
Yeah, and obviously a short week like you mentioned, but these are always easier after wins, right? And let's go take on Buffalo. It'll be one of the games of the year like it always is. We always have these great matchups with Buffalo, but a great opportunity here for the Chiefs to go into Buffalo, hopefully get our 6th win and go into the bye feeling great.
All right, the Chiefs get a win here, 28-7 over the Washington Commanders in a game that was tied 7-7 at halftime. He's Matt McMullen. I'm Mitch Holthus, voice of the Chiefs. Get ready, short week. We're on the road to Buffalo.
Chiefs Rewind is brought to you by Ford, the official car and truck of the Kansas City Chiefs, and by CommunityAmerica Credit Union, the official banking partner of the Kansas City Chiefs.